This is getting a bit long, isn't it? Welcome to Riffs on the Radio, episode 2. My name is Sped Spedding. You probably recognise me from famous YouTube series such as Legendary Licks, Bluesy Tuesday, Free For All Friday. They came out last month. Very popular. So it's now Thursday, the 20th of February. It's 10 PM, and if this video goes out before midnight, including the tab, which is available on my Patreon, it will be a fucking miracle. If it goes out after midnight and you're bothered that I didn't meet my deadline, you're automatically disqualified from next week's video. How can you be disqualified from a video? Dunno. Maybe it's a competition. Maybe I'm giving something away, you know, to do with going over 20,000 subscribers. Maybe. But you've got to be there next Friday to find out. So that means you've got to hit subscribe, you've got to hit the bell next to that subscribe button, and that's it. So today we are going to be looking at the brand new single from The Strokes called Bad Decisions. It came out yesterday, I think, and I heard it and I was like, wow. I love The Strokes. I've covered 1251 on my channel. I should do more, to be honest, because I love them. I used to listen to them a lot when I was about 16 years old. And Nick and Albert are two incredibly talented guitarists. They bounce off each other so well. Lots of really interesting, fun to play, intricate, meaty guitar riffs. Usually Strat 335 combination. So sonically complementing each other. They've been around for years. They're the reason that I used to smoke Marlboro Reds. Don't smoke anymore. So thanks for that, Julian. I owe you one. And yeah, actually I just thought something really cool. When I was in my band, first starting out, probably 14 years ago now, a friend of mine at the time called Chris Dart, who's sadly not with us anymore, he used to call me Mini Nick when he used to come and watch us play live after Nick Valenci, because I had the same guitar, the same sort of straight hair over my face. I used to play shoegazing like this, and he was an absolute dude. So enjoy the tutorial. It's a really sick, catchy, meaty chorus, and I think you'll have fun with it. Go and play it with a friend. Have fun. So the first riff is lifted out of an A minor chord. You're going to start with your index finger on the 5th fret of the G, third finger on the 7th fret of the D, second finger on the 7th fret of the A. After that, we just walk back up the chord, the notes we've just done. And hopefully you can just listen to me playing it and the track for the rhythm. It's really important here that we lift the fingers off after we play each note so that we get a nice choppy staccato vibe rather than ringing out the notes and letting them bleed over each other, which would sound really messy. We don't want that. So you go back to the 7th fret of the D after the 5 on the G. So after we've hit the 7 on the D, we're going to hit the 5 on the G again, and then we're going to go back to the 7 on the D and do this rhythm. I like to do all down there just for the extra definition. So all together you've got this. So when I'm teaching things, my picking will vary just because I'm not sort of in the vibe or in the zone, so to speak. But this is what I would go for when playing it live. I'd go down, 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 up, down, 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 down. Or you could go up, down, down, down at the end. Just seems really tight that way. So here's the second part slowed down. So this is pretty much an F major with the 6 on top, F6. Cool inversion. We're going to start with our second finger on the 7th fret of the G, and then we're going to go to the 7th fret of the D with the index finger, and then we go to the 8th fret of the A. And obviously we're going to walk back up those notes the same way that we did with the first one. Then, if you remember the pattern, we go back to the note on the D string, back to the G string, so that's the second finger, and then finish with that rhythm on the D. Exactly the same rhythm, exactly the same strings, exactly the same picking, just the shape has changed. Now you can play this with different fingers, but I like to use second, first, and second to go over the 3 strings, just because it keeps it neat and tidy. And you could use 3 fingers, but then I think over 2 frets it might get a little bit congested. And 2 fingers allows you to be a little bit more nimble whilst keeping that clarity throughout. And while the bass line does change from an F down to a D at this point, we still play the same thing twice in a row. And here's the third one. Do I even need to teach it you? All you need to do is take the one I just showed you and move it up 2 frets. So we're now at 9. And the 10th frets going between the G and the A strings. So it's the A minor riff once, then the F1 twice, bass change, and then the G1 once. All together slow and then a little bit quicker. So the other guitar, again, mimics the first guitar with the exact same rhythm. It also goes across 3 strings, but the way that we play it is slightly different. They're also the same chords, just different inversions. That also means that it's 1 repeat of the first shape, 2 repeats of the second shape, and 1 repeat of the third shape. Here's the first one for you, slowly. So we're going to start with our second finger on the 9th fret of the G. And we're going to use the same rhythm, but just stay on that one note. Then we move over to the 10th fret of the B with the 3rd finger, and then the 8th fret of the E with the index finger. So the picking that I would do here, it would probably change depending on how I'm feeling in the moment. But you could go down, 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 up, down, 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 up. Cool thing about the strokes, I think specifically Albert Hammond Jr. more than Nick Valenci, is that he has a tendency to kind of play a lot of, well, they both do, like single note riffs, but they mute all the other 5 strings and then play with an aggression. And from learning those songs by the Strokes, like Reptilia and stuff like that when I was younger, it taught me to be more in control of the guitar. So, you know, being able to play across all 6 strings but only hear that one note. You know, we've talked about this before. I mentioned John Frusciante, Can't Stop, in a previous tutorial. I can't remember what it was for, but if you played it like this, it's crap. You need to learn how to dig into all the strings and keep them clear. But the same thing applies here if you want to dig into that first note a little bit more. And then hit those last 2 a little bit more controlled. That would work. So this one is identical to the first one, except this time the 9th fret of the G becomes a 10 and we still play it with the 2nd finger. And again. And the last one, super simple, you probably don't even need an example, it's just the same thing but up 2 frets. So here they are all together, slow. Here it is a little bit quicker. Thanks for joining me and all the other subscribers for Riffs on the Radio episode 2. You will find Riffs on the Radio episode 3 on the 3rd Thursday of next month. If you've got any suggestions closer to the time for something that you've heard on the radio, new music that you think would make for a good video tutorial, then let me know in the comments below. Or send me a DM on Instagram. I'm pretty good at checking everything. Don't forget to check out my Patreon. Thumb up the video, leave me a comment, hit subscribe, hit the bell, hit me, do what you want. I'm gonna go and get another Lupaloid from Beavertown because it was founded by Robert Plant's son, the king of rock and roll and the prince of beers. Empty. See you soon, guys.